Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to United Weekly, a podcast brought to you by DC United Latest. United Weekly is your number one DC United related podcast where episodes come out every Wednesday at 1 p.m. I'm Santiago and this is Olsen, and we're happy that you're here. Olsen, how are we feeling?
Feeling great. We got the first episode out. Seemed like did pretty well. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and thank you to everybody who's tuning in right now. Let's
Yeah,
get started.
exactly. Yep. Thank you to everybody who watched the first episode. Thank you to everyone who's watching this one right now. We have a lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the two matches that were played recently, the Charlotte FC match and the Columbus Crew match. We're going to go with some player spotlights that we want to talk about. Then we're going to talk about the brand new archive kit. We're going to get into more in depth of the new head coach for DC United, Renee Weiler. Then we're going to continue with United chat and finish it off with Olsen's MLS rundown. So the first match we're going to be talking about is the Charlotte FC match in Charlotte. Then we're going to go with the Columbus Crew match in Columbus.
All right. So first off, DC United played Charlotte FC midweek. Lost 2-1. I believe it was Pep Biel that scored the first two for Charlotte, and then Barani got us back in it late into the game. But we made an effort, but it was just too little, too late. Any thoughts, Santi?
Like you said, too little, too late. It was if I feel like DC United started actually playing in the game too late in the second half. I think around the 50th minute mark is when we actually started to play good football. I don't know much about it. We were first half very slow. It looked like we didn't want to be there. We looked like we already had given up. What do you think?
I think that's been sort of the story all season, is that we play good once it's too late.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's definitely the case. Pirani scored again.
Mm-hmm.
A Brazilian magician.
He has done wonders for us recently. What's that? 3 goals in 3 games?
Yeah, three. I believe so. 3 goals in 3 games. Now, can he keep this form though? Like that's the main question. Can he keep it?
I really hope so.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got that fight, and he's got the speed. He's got the skill. He's our best player right now.
Definitely.
I could argue.
Yeah, I definitely can argue that he's like best performing player right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Overall, I guess I would still give it to Benteke just because of he's Christian Benteke, but the way they're performing right now.
Best player on the team, Benteke. Best performer right now,
Pirani, yes, definitely. And then I also want to talk about Joao Peglao too. He might he hasn't gone on the score sheet, but he's definitely making a difference on the pitch.
Yeah, you can see that fight in Peglao, I think. I like the way he is aggressive. Again, it's just like Pirani. He's got that Brazilian almost sort of flair and tempo. You see him always doing the skills and everything.
Yeah, it's definitely
going for the passes.
Exactly. He's always going for those passes. He has that flair. And I think it definitely comes down to like the South American style of play that they have. And that's something that DC United used to have earlier when the club first started with Echeverri, with Moreno. Like that style of play is different than obviously American style of play and European style of play, right? So it's just that the South American style of play is more of like, killing themselves to get that ball, killing them like the passion. You could tell.
Always trying your hardest, no matter what. Never giving up.
Dude, I was looking at Pirani run, and it looks like he was angry at the grass. Like, when was it? The 60th minute when he scored the goal, he took the ball himself, dribbled past the defenders, a very nicely placed low shot to the corner.
Yeah, definitely.
Which that's the start of something. It's Pirani. This could be the start of something, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, he scored lots of bangers this season.
Definitely.
He's been more consistent recently. Yeah. But again, most of the season he has not been consistent. So I really hope that is the start of something new for Pirani, I guess.
Exactly.
He's still so young, and I want to see him succeed at this club. I really do. And he fits us so perfectly.
Yeah, he does.
Like you said, he's got that South American style of play. He wants the ball. He's hungry. He's angry. He's angry at the pitch. I see the passion. He really wants it.
Yeah. Do you see that celebration, man? Like you could just tell that, man, he wanted that. He knew he was scoring. Like, and I'm not like I don't want to be like I want Pirani to score every single game. I mean, that would be great, but like as long as we get a good performance out of him, like and the
Yeah.
team performs well, that's all I'm really asking for, right? I'm not asking for a hat trick every game or for
Hmm.
him to score every single game. Like to make a difference on the field is all we really need for the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah. Are we really? All we need is consistency. I think that's the key.
Exactly. Yeah. A little notes that I had of the game. I said that I'm liking the Peglau and Pirani connection. They seem to have very good chemistry. All we need, all we need is a striker to work well with them. And is Benteke that striker?
I think he can. Yeah, he's got that aerial threat, and well, he's very big player. I don't think he doesn't have the skill or pace. Really, I think that's those are things that he lacks. He can't really. He's not the best dribbler.
No.
He's a clinical finisher and he's good in the air. I think those are his
Yeah.
two biggest qualities. And I think somebody with some speed and some skills up top would be very helpful for us. I would definitely call Benteke that guy. I mean, he won the Golden Boot last year. You can't discredit that. He's not been
Yeah.
at his
No.
best this year, but I definitely think, especially with him getting older and his injury, I think we do need somebody new. Who
Hmm.
would that be? Yet I don't know, but I think it should be somebody that sort of has that similar South American style, I
Yeah.
guess, of aggressiveness and skill and patience, passing, everything.
Yeah. No. Exactly what you said. I agree with that. Benteke right now is, he's basically the only answer we need because Baji isn't getting it done.
Mhm.
He
I think Baji would struggle in like the USL. I don't know,
You think, but
but
Baji
he's
would
yeah.
struggle in the USL. That actually be interesting to see. Maybe we should let the kickers know
Loan him out to Loudon,
Loudon, yeah,
or even the kickers.
the kickers, the kickers could use a striker, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah. Terzaga getting older.
Yeah. Um. So, do you think? So, would you say that the injuries are becoming too much for him?
Too much, no, but definitely a battle. Yes, we've
About him?
seen that he doesn't quite have that same level of, I guess, threat in the attacking third like he had last season. While he's still been there this season, creating chances and scoring goals, he's still again not been at his best. I think it's just age, and as you get older, you become more injury prone,
Yeah,
and
and
that
then it
is
takes
what's happening to
longer.
him. I
Yeah,
think he's got at least another year left in him. I would like to see him here
you
next
think?
season,
So,
but
would you put it like, would you say next season, like he plays the next full season? Would you say that's his last season with the team?
I would say so. Yeah,
Yeah,
with him getting older. I mean, it also depends on our success level. Like, what if we're bad again next year and he's just not happy simply with
true.
the results the club is getting.
That's definitely true. I mean, honestly, I haven't really reported much. I haven't really looked into much of Benteke's, like,
Mhm.
I guess, happiness level or level that he's
Yeah.
like, well, with the team. So maybe he is. Hopefully, that's not the case, and he leaves us for another
Mhm.
team.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of sad to see
Mhm.
him go. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. I would say it depends on the new coach, Renee Weiler, right? It depends on what his thing, what he wants. Because it
Mhm.
could be that because some
Mhm.
coaches come in and they're like, they're trying to move house and get rid of the older players, bring some younger talent in. Because Benteke, I mean, he's old, but he's taken up a lot of the cap space, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So who knows? Could we bring in a player that's worth what Benteke is worth right now? That is
Yeah.
younger, faster,
Mhm.
and
I think I think with the new coach coming in and he sort of got that European style, I think it'll definitely be easier find somebody like that under him because he's got the experience. And while I did like Troy, he didn't have that experience under his belt and he didn't have the right play style. I mean, the strategy was just send it to Benteke and hope he nods it
yeah.
in. And I hope we can definitely change something like that with the new head coach.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, even with the new interim coach, I think I've seen less of the just rely on Benteke and aerial threat.
No, yeah, much less rely.
Yeah.
Like he's taken out Benteke early too in the game.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, you saw it. He scored a goal against. We'll get to the Columbus game later, but he scored in the Columbus match. He got subbed off.
he got subbed off. I mean, he did his job, right? He did the
Yeah,
goal that he needed. I mean, Benteke is
absolutely.
probably not at the level that he needs to be at in terms of
Hmm.
physicals. But as long as he can play a solid first half and get us a goal, then
Yeah.
I'm happy that we can switch. Now, one thing I wish we had was a better substitute than Baji because Baji
Yes,
just it's like
definitely.
we don't have a striker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's. Yeah, I value the player, but he's just not it. I don't think he fits here very well.
No. And I've only really seen I feel like I've only really seen one game where Baji was like actually like dangerous when he came
Mhm.
on as a sub, and that was in the
Yeah.
Chicago game when he scored, I
Yeah,
believe.
when he scored that,
Yeah,
tap in
and
the
out and
in
yeah, the
garbage
tap.
time.
Yeah, and the tap in was like, I mean, the goal was just a tap in, right? But he was
Yeah.
creating chances before
Yeah,
that.
he was going for the ball, like, I believe it was a giveaway from the keeper.
Hmm.
Um, he had that aggressiveness, and I wanna see that from him more often. I don't see that from him a lot.
I really want him to succeed. I like Baji.
Yeah.
I think Baji could be
Mhm.
good, but it's just not working out for him.
Mhm.
Maybe when the new coach comes on, maybe it does.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we adapt our strategies and he grows with them very well. I
Yeah,
mean, you never know, you never know. We'll have to
yeah,
see what the future holds, and I'm excited
exactly.
for it, but yeah, I think we definitely need
You know who I do want to see succeed with this new coach,
let's hear it.
Mati Peltola.
Peltola, yes.
I really want to see that guy
Mhm.
succeed because he's
Yeah, he's
good. It's just he's
yes.
struggling, dude.
Yeah, he's been very poor recently, but I definitely value him. I
Like
think under the right coaching and strategy, he can be a great player for us.
yeah, he has the potential to be good, to be great. And I think Troy just didn't use him correctly, or the training isn't what he's
Definitely.
used. I don't know,
Mhm.
but I see him play for in his national team, and he plays differently.
Yeah,
And
he does. I've seen his highlights. He fits very well there.
yeah, so
And
I think we
I
need.
think
Yeah,
yeah. That's one
I
thing
definitely.
that's
Go
one
ahead. Go ahead.
thought I also had in mind. Sorry. That's one
No, you're
thought I
fine.
also had in mind with Rene Weiler. Um, that's one player I had in mind of somebody I want to see succeed at this club because
Hmm.
I mean he fights. He's got the passion. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
he's still
Going.
young.
Yeah, that's true. He's very young. He's very young. He has the potential. He has the time. Another another player that has that's young and has a lot of talent. I want to talk about in this Charlotte game that he performed pretty well when he came on. Was Jose Kojima. He in the 70th minute he created a great dribble. He did a great dribble past some defenders and created a good opportunity with the combination of a pass from Leal and Pirani. So that's another couple of players that we need. That I would like to keep my eye on in terms of chemistry, that they work well together. Um, so, and also Kojima, I really want him to succeed as well with Patola. And Kojima and
Yeah.
Patola are really different players,
Mhm.
right? They're different style
Yeah.
of players, but they
Absolutely.
both have that creative mindset.
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah,
see Patola's vision.
I really do like Kojima. He's one of my favorite players on DC United.
Hmm.
He has a very good attacking threat. I would say you always see him fighting up there. And while he might not be on the score sheet that much, I still do think he can be a crucial player for us. And I would like to see him play more. He hasn't played a lot recently. I like to see him start.
Yeah, I don't know why he hasn't been starting much, because I mean I definitely would have started him this game, this most
Yeah.
recent game against Columbus. Obviously we'll get into that later. But Kojima is good. I think he just needs that little more time to develop. Also, he's come on to the Troy Lesesne style of coaching, and I'm not hating on Troy Lesesne's style of coaching, but it sometimes you have different players need different styles of coaching to succeed, right? So maybe this new coach, this European style, right, the Swiss style that this coach brings in, maybe that works for Kojima, because a lot of European football is tiki taka style, building up play, and Kojima definitely can do that. I think it comes down to his execution as well and his passes. But yeah, any more thoughts that you have on this the Charlotte game?
Nothing I can think of, no, but I do agree with everything you said about Kojima. He's definitely again one of my favorite players on DC United. I've met him before. He's a very good guy.
Super nice. Yeah,
He wants to succeed at this club, and I see that. So,
yeah.
and
He has that.
we have lots of young players that can develop. This squad has potential. I think under the right coaching, we can become better. We might not be like that elite, playoff level team, but we can definitely get better.
Yeah, no, definitely. He has that what's it called? That he reminds you, he has that the passion that we were talking about with Barani and Peglao.
Hmm.
He has
Yeah,
that passion, and
he's hungry.
he's hungry, definitely, and he's a super nice guy. We we've chatted with him before,
Hmm.
and he's super nice. He cares about all the fans.
Yeah.
Um and like you said, he wants to see the team succeed. And that's what you want to see in a player. You want a player on the team that you support to actually want us to be like to succeed. Like there's some
Mhm.
players who just don't care, and you
Yeah.
can't have those players on the team. You need to have players that want to be there and want to win.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's something that I hope I'm wrong, but I definitely saw a different like style of attitude when Fidel Barajas was here. Like, man, you see that guy coming into the field to warm up, and he's like sluggish,
Yeah.
hands like in his pocket or his,
Hmm. Yeah,
he's
we
just like,
talked about this. We talked about this last episode. There are some players who will have that mentality,
hmm
unfortunately.
yeah, and that's unfortunate. And then they just don't, they just need to go to a different team because we can't
Hmm.
have those type of players.
Yeah,
Another player. Sorry, before we go on to the Columbus Crew game, Luis Barraza.
Raza,
Man,
yes.
this
He,
guy's on fire right now.
yes.
Insane save at the end of the
Hmm.
game to keep DC in the fight to tie the game back up.
Yeah,
Man, what are your
I've I've really enjoyed Baraza recently.
yeah
He's been really good for us. I don't think people don't credit him enough. I love Baraza. I really do. Um,
yeah
I don't I don't think I wouldn't call him better than Alex Bono, but I definitely love
yeah
Baraza. He saved us from conceding 4, 5, 6 goals at times against
definitely
teams like this. Um, when he came in for June, I was a little disappointed, but I think he's definitely earned his starting spot since replacing June.
definitely earned the starting spot. It's funny that you mentioned Alex Bono because I was just talking about him, how much like I miss Alex Bono because we were having a terrible season, and just like we are now. And I feel like Alex Bono is kind of like that same style. Luis Barraza, he's just like that light at the end of the tunnel. He's just like
Hmm. Yeah,
saving us from
definitely.
like losing instead of losing 2-1.
Hmm.
It's like we're losing 2-1, but if we didn't make those saves, we'd be 5-1.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Barraza
So,
saved us many times recently from
mhm,
that. It's like a few months back to the game at home against New York City. I believe it was a 0-0 draw.
yeah,
That was his former club. He went crazy. He made so many
insane.
saves. We could have easily conceded 4 or 5 goals,
Yeah.
and he came to the rescue, got us that point.
Brazza's great, man. And actually, we're going to talk about him in a couple minutes in that Columbus Crew match, too. He
Yeah.
made some insane saves as well. But why not? Let's get into the Columbus Crew match. Columbus Crew, DC United took on Columbus Crew in Columbus, ultimately losing 2-1 with a goal from Christian Benteke with DC United. Columbus Crew scored first with a penalty caused by
Yes.
Lucas Bartlett. We're definitely talking about that. Um, what are your thoughts on that one?
I will be honest. I did not see the penalty. So could you tell me more about it?
So I believe so the player kind of went into the box, was in like the right side of the box, and he cut in, and Bartlett kind of like stabbed
Stepped
towards
in
like
front of him.
and like stepped in front of him, but stepped on his
Hmm.
foot,
Oh yeah,
or
can't
like
do
stepped on
that.
his foot and his foot, and then the guy fell. Bartlett was definitely upset. Like you could
Yeah.
see him on the camera just like cursing out loud. And I
Mhm.
think he knows. I think he knows that the fans aren't really happy with his performance, and I'm
Yeah.
sure he's not happy with his recent
Hmm.
performances, right? And he didn't. Did he play against Charlotte? No, he didn't, right?
Good question.
And I think going back to like his, I think he knows the player. He knows as a player that the fans aren't super happy with his performances, and he definitely is for sure has to not be happy with his performances, because I think this is his first game back, right? I don't think he played against Charlotte.
No, he didn't. I believe it was Tubbs, Rouse, and Peltola in the back.
Okay, so Tubbs, Riles, and Patola, and then he comes back into this game, which is a tough game. It's Columbus Crew, and he
Yeah.
causes a penalty. Um, I definitely need to look more into the foul itself to see if the guy kind of just like dove and just like
Yeah.
played it
Sometimes they
off.
just, yeah.
But from first like a first glance, it definitely looked like he did foul him,
Hmm.
and I was so pissed, man. I was so
Yeah. I was
pissed. Like
because we weren't playing at our worst, and then that happens. It's
I
it's
was,
classic
yeah,
DCU. We either end up conceding a bunch of goals or we play well, and then we do something silly like that.
exactly. And
And I
this
really
is
think we could have
the
had a chance at getting a point or two this game.
no,
Not a
definitely,
point or
yeah,
two, not a point or two, a point or three
a pointer.
from this game, if we didn't concede that penalty.
No, yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
if you remove that goal, penalty and everything else goes the same, which I'm not saying it would, but let's say it
Mhm.
does. That's a point right there. That's solid
Yeah.
against a team like the Columbus Crew.
Yeah, this is a mistake that you can't make against Columbus. You can't make these mistakes against a top team like Columbus or Cincinnati or Nashville. You can't make these
Yeah.
mistakes because
Hmm.
these mistakes cost us the game, like it did today. That mistake cost us the game because they ultimately did score at the end, towards the end of the game, and that brought them up 2-1. But if that foul never happened, I'm not saying that we would have gone and scored on that. It would have been zero. We would have scored and been 1-0. No, we could have gone and
Hmm.
scored on, but um, that foul caused the first goal to hit. So then we were down 1-0. Then we scored 1-1 with Christian Benteke, classic Christian Benteke goal with the header. Um,
Yes.
who was it that passed? I think it was Tubbs.
It was no,
It
it was
was
Derek
Dodson.
Dodson. Derek Dodson got
Dodson.
an assist. Yeah,
Dodson. Beautiful pass. That was a beautiful
that was
pass
perfect. Yeah,
to Benteke. That is what we need to see more of, those balls right there coming in
yeah,
to Benteke, because
yeah.
the lately the distribution that we've been having hasn't been great. I mean,
Not been
Benteke
good. Yeah,
hasn't been in as much,
yeah.
but the distribution needs to get better. It needs to be like that. That was a beautiful pass. It was perfect.
Hmm.
Um, did not expect that from Dodson.
Yeah, definitely not. I saw him start. I was like, oh, what's this guy gonna do? And well,
Exactly.
I don't discredit the player. He just hasn't been really good enough.
Yeah,
But
and
I
we haven't
think he's
seen
redeemed
much about
himself. I
him.
think he's redeemed himself with that.
Definitely.
Definitely. That was a great, perfect. Could not have been better.
Mm-hmm.
And for a guy like Benteke, give him a ball like that, he's gonna score it every time.
Score every time. Um, with the classic Christian Benteke goal, we were just talking about earlier. Is Christian Benteke the striker for DC United? Is he the one long term? He's and we agreed that right now he's the best for now in our situation that we have, and then we also agreed that he'd give us one more full season. But he brings out this goal. Is this the start of the golden boot last season, Christian Benteke? Could this, we can't really say much about it because it was only
Hmm.
one goal that he scored on. But what do you think?
I think it can be yes. I'll have to see more. I'll have to see more from him. So I guess solidify that. Oh yeah, Benteke's back.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's still a good goal. Positive signs. He hasn't scored in a while.
Mm-mm.
It's been a long time. So I'm
I mean, he hasn't
I'm
even
glad to
played in a
see him.
while.
Yeah, yeah, that too. But glad to see him back on the score sheet finally. Is again classic Benteke goal, crossed into the box, header in. Like to see that. I mean,
Beautiful,
it
and
worked
that's what we
worked
need to
all last
see.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing we need to see in these tough games. We need Christian Benteke to show up. We need
yeah.
players that we don't expect to make a difference, like Dodson. That that is the best. Like that's how we win these tough games. Players step up to the players step up and actually perform and make a difference in the game. So yeah, that's definitely something to talk about and look more into in the future with Benteke's performances. Dodson too. Pirani's performance. What are your thoughts on his performance with that Columbus game? He didn't get on the score sheet, which is unfortunate. The
Yeah.
streak was lost. But what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I saw his aggressiveness. He still wanted it, but again, I think Columbus, they got a lot of quality. Um, yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. You can't get him every time.
Yeah, like what I was saying. I'm not asking for him to score every single game or score a hat trick. I just want him to make a difference, and I think he did make a difference. He definitely played that South American style football, and he was hungry. He had the passion. You could see it. Same thing with Joao Piglau, man. Uh, Definitely, one thing I want to watch out about Joao Piglau, that he had this instance where he kind of fouled him. He's got to be careful. We can't be accumulating, cards or too many fouls because just got to be careful, right? South American football is very physical, a lot of pushing down, and MLS is not like that. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, let's do a player. Let's before we get into our player spotlight, let's give our match rating to for the Charlotte FC game, and then we'll do our player spotlight for that game, and we'll do our match rating for Columbus Crew player spotlight as well. So Olsen, what would you give your match rating? What was your match rating for the Charlotte FC match?
I'll give it a 6.5.
Six
Um,
point five. Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
solid.
better, but again, too little, too late.
Definitely. No, too little, too late. 6.5. I'm gonna give it more. I'm just gonna give it a straight 6. Definitely, I think it's better. It was definitely better than LA game, but we got to start earlier. Like we can't just our game. We can't start actually trying in the 60th minute or whatever it was. Right? Like there's
Mhm.
just we just don't have enough time for that. My player spotlight, I think, is pretty simple. I'm sure you're going to say the same one, where I'm going to
Yeah.
give player spotlight to Gabriel Pirani
Yep.
for creating that goal and
Hmm.
just creating those chances and having
Yeah.
the
He was our.
connection, the
Yeah.
chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely have to agree with you there. He was our only lifeline that whole night.
Hmm. All right, Columbus Crew match. What would your match rating be for that one?
Honestly, This might sound a little high, but I'm gonna give this one a 7.
7. Okay.
Columbus is a great team, and despite us losing, I'm proud of the fight. We played hard, and Benteke got that goal. If it wasn't for the penalty, we could have gone away with some points. But that's what I'll give my match rating. If we have gotten a tie, then I would have probably given this 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But definitely better against a team like that because I mean a month ago we probably would have been losing like 6-1
Probably.
to a team like that. Columbus is a great team. They are MLS Cup like caliber.
Hmm.
Um,
And honestly, this game surprised me to see DC United kind of get that goal out of
yeah.
get that goal. I'm gonna give it a little lower. I'm gonna say 6.5 for that one.
Okay.
Now it is Columbus, so I could give it higher, but I think ultimately we could have come out with the tie, and we had a lot of mistakes. For example, actually we didn't even mention this. Mati Peltola made that mistake with the ball in the air, didn't wasn't able to bring the ball down correctly, which caused
Yeah.
Herrera to cause that foul and ultimately get the red card.
Yeah.
Like we
The
cannot
second
have
yellow.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second
He
yellow.
he was so quick to get off that pitch. It was funny. As soon as he made
He's,
that foul, he was running.
yeah, it
He was
was
running for that tunnel.
that was a
But
meme,
it's
dude.
definitely his point. We're gonna miss him against what's the next opponent? Austin, I think. So
Yeah,
definitely a
Austin.
big loss. Um, I think. I mean, if he didn't make that foul, they probably would have scored again. So it's a reasonable foul.
Yeah,
But
reasonable
still,
foul.
it's just disappointing that Peltola's mistake resulted in him getting sent off.
Yeah, but like putting him in that position, like you don't want
Yeah.
to put your teammates in a position
Hmm.
to get a red card, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But Herrera did it for the team. He
Yeah.
sacrificed himself with the red card
Stay
for
in
the
the
team.
game. Yep.
Yeah. I wish we would have tied it back up so we could be like, hey,
Hmm.
thank you for
Yeah.
doing that. We ended up tying, but no,
Yeah.
that wasn't the place. That wasn't the point. All right,
Unfortunately.
my player spotlight. I'm gonna give my player spotlight. You may think I'm going with Christian Benteke, but I'm not going with Christian Benteke. Who do you think I'm
Okay.
going for? Who do you think?
Baraza.
Yeah, I gotta
I
give
had
it
a
to him,
feeling.
man.
Had a feeling. Yeah.
This game would have been 5 goals. We'd be losing
It
by
really.
so much
Yeah. And if I
without
think
Barros.
if you remember that the giveaway,
Yeah.
I think I don't remember who it was from, but Baraza saved us right there.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
and
Who was
then
that? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But either way, I remember he made a great save after, and there were plenty of chances where Columbus could have easily been through on goal. Could have.
Yeah,
I mean, any other. I mean, any other keeper in MLS, I guess.
yeah.
There's plenty of good keepers, but I guess let's say, some
The
towards the bottom. I
average.
guess
Yeah,
even
yeah,
average MLS keeper would have probably easily conceded there.
yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
so full credit to Baraza. I agree. He saved us from making the loss a little less embarrassing.
Hmm.
'Cause I don't think 2-1 is embarrassing at all, but it could have been much worse. 4-5-1.
Yeah,
He saved us from that kind of scoreline.
yeah. Exactly. That's why I'm giving my player spotlight to Barassa. So who would you give your
Yeah.
player spotlight to?
He said Baraza. Honestly, I had that in mind too.
You had
As
your
soon
in
as you
mind?
said somebody different than
That's not
Matega, I was
Christian
like, it's
Benteke. Yeah.
gotta be the keeper. No, who else did good this game?
Yeah,
But
exactly. I was
I
thinking
guess
about
I mean,
Dodson for that assist, but
yeah, yeah,
The assist is great, but Barassa, man, kept
yeah,
us in the game.
hmm yeah.
But yeah, who would you give it to?
I have to give mine to the goal scorer Benteke.
Christian Benteke, man,
Got
back
that goal
again.
back on the score sheet. Hopefully, he has that confidence back, and I'm hoping it's the start of that golden boot Benteke
Yeah, hit us with that.
return. Yeah, LeBron said it.
Yeah, bro.
Yes,
I
sir.
love that
But
celebration.
no,
It's
I'm
so
not
funny.
even the LeBron said. That's the Benteke
That's a
celebration.
Benteke celebration,
LeBron
man.
who?
LeBron, it's Christian Benteke, man. Yeah, that's That's all I really have to say about the performance and the player spotlights. Definitely could have done better, and I feel like we should have done better.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
we come back to the training ground, work on what the team's got to work on what they fix the mistakes that we caused, and ultimately come back on what is it? When's the next game? The
Saturday
26th.
against Austin FC at
Saturday against
home at
Austin.
Audi Field.
That one's a big game. That's I believe that it's a whiteout. They want to do a whiteout because of new
Mm-hmm.
archive kits. So if you are
Yep.
going to the game, this episode is coming out before that game. So
Yeah.
wear white,
Wear your white kit.
wear the white kit if you have it,
Mhm.
or just wear white in general.
Yep.
Um,
Wear your cherry blossom kit from last year.
yeah, definitely. Oh man, that's a great kit.
That's
We
one of my
gotta,
favorites.
we gotta do that soon. The kit competition, the jersey
Yes.
competition. We got to see
Mm-hmm.
which jersey the you guys, the fans, like
Yes.
the most,
Definitely.
right?
Definitely stay tuned
You know,
onto the DC United latest
we got
Instagram.
some pretty nice jerseys back there
Yeah.
too. You know,
Yep. Yeah, everybody
um,
stay tuned to the DC United latest Instagram. We'll be posting that soon.
yeah,
Yeah. Definitely.
definitely check out the DC United.
Excited to see what the fans' thoughts are.
Yeah, oh, yeah, me too. I'm definitely excited to see that. But yeah, everyone, make sure to follow us on Instagram at DC United Latest, and also please give us a follow to our brand new Instagram account. It's the United Weekly Podcast account, where everything that will be posted on there is strictly United Weekly Podcast stuff. So if you don't really care about the news and the transfer rumors and all that stuff, and all you want to see is just podcast and what we talk about on the podcast, go ahead and follow that. It's the tag is United Weekly _ podcast. You can find it on the DC United latest Instagram. We have a post collaborated with that account, so you can just check it out through there. But yeah, let's get into a player spotlight. Just in general, I want to talk about a few players that I want to shout out in terms of just overall performance. And I feel like Pirani is going to be. I want to talk about Pirani first because the 3 goals in the 3 games, and didn't score against Columbus, but still made an impact.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what are your thoughts on his recent performances? I know we kind of talked about it, so we're not
Yeah.
going to. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Great. I mean, again, like we said before, we need somebody like him to step up in moments like that where we need to, get back into the game, sort of how it was against like Charlotte and the LA Galaxy, and then when he scored early against Nashville, sort of have that impact, whether it's early or late. I think it's important.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Another person that I want we've already also talked about him to Barasa, that we just talked about it, how he's making that difference. He's bringing that fire. That's another thing I want to say. He has that fire. He has the
Yeah.
passion, just like
Mm-hmm.
how you see it with Kajimo, you see it
Yeah.
with Pirani, you see it
Yeah.
with Big Wow.
It's like with a lot of the players, you can feel the energy
Yeah,
they
and
have. You
the
can
energy
feel
is
it.
there. The energy is
Yeah.
there. It's just we need that from
Absolutely.
all 11 players on the
Yep.
field. And a player who, not to like be negative, who I don't really see that fire. It's Cervania.
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't really
That's
see.
one of the players. That's one of the players I've been disappointed with this season. I
Mhm.
definitely will say. He did have a time at TFC, I believe, before us, and
Yeah,
he was decent there. I mean, and I was excited for him when he came in, but he hasn't lived up to the expectations.
yeah, no, he's just so calm. He's like calm. It seems like it's just nothing phases him.
Yeah,
But like for example, that open sitter that he had against the LA
yeah. I
Galaxy,
guess. Yeah,
you gotta
I'm
make.
still upset about it. It's still
Yeah,
a
you
grudge I
gotta make
hold.
that. Like I'm
Yeah,
not gonna get too much into it because I'm gonna get upset. If you wanna,
yeah,
if you wanna hear about that
yeah,
open sitter, go check out the first episode on United Weekly
yeah.
on YouTube, Spotify, all that stuff. But you got to score that, and he just hasn't made the difference. I don't see the drive. I don't see the passion. Like he creates, but like he kind of creates a little of opportunities, but most of his
Yeah.
passes get intercepted or just are not quality passes to Benteke or whoever the striker is, or Baji.
Hmm.
Is there any player that you'd like to shout out, give a spotlight to? It doesn't have to be positive. It can be, negative, but
I would not say I have anybody in mind at the current moment. There's one player that I will talk about briefly. I do like, and
sure.
I believe we discussed him on the last episode, but it is David Schnegg.
Ah,
Um, he's not been like the best player recently, but he still has that fight, and he's a big player. He can send those balls into the box.
yeah.
I mean, well, we didn't really see much of him recently. I would still will shout out that player.
Okay. Yeah. No, definitely. David Schnegg. Did he didn't play today, did he?
I don't remember seeing him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I mean, David Schnegg, yeah, he's been, he's I could David Schnegg is definitely one of those players that I see him at when I'm watching at Audi Field, he is like drenched in sweat. Like this man is running, he's working, like, and sometimes the distribution that he has isn't perfect, but that's also because he's running 90 minutes straight. I don't think that guy stops. He's going back and forth. He's defending, attacking, sprinting back because we lose the ball in the midfield or something. He's got to sprint back to cover the line. So yeah, definitely a shout out to him for that. Going on, we can talk. I want to talk about. Let's talk about the new kit.
New
Definitely want to
kit,
talk about the
yeah.
new kit. Olsen, that new kit, man. What are your thoughts on it?
I absolutely love it, if I'm being honest. I'm not
Love it.
probably be the next. I'll probably buy that kit, honestly. I love the throwback design.
Hmm.
I like one thing I do like about it that I wasn't 100% sure about at first when I heard that it was going to have some yellow in it.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
true.
not sure what like the gold. I
The
wasn't like sure
gold,
what to think
yeah.
about that at first, but they really made it look nice.
They
We've had
definitely
some
made
great
it look
kits
nice.
over the years.
Yeah, the gold piping. So I'm getting this straight from the DC United website. So a little bit information from the
Okay.
gold piping. It's a nod to the golden era. The subtle trim
Yes.
channels the confidence and flair that Marco Echeverri and his teammates brought to the pitch, a bold thread connecting every title, every moment, and every star.
Yeah. Back to back when we miss
Back when we were
back when we
good?
were good. Yep.
Yeah, man. I just saw one of the comments. Somebody commented on that post. It's mustard yellow and ketchup red. Most hot dogs sold at a single match. Man, dude, a lot of teams trolled us for that, like for the hot dog
The
thing.
hot dog thing. It's like we're playing our biggest rivals and we lost 2-0. Then you post like
He
new
posted.
new hot dog record. How do you
Dude,
feel?
like, who's counting the hot dogs, man? I mean, hey, it's something to celebrate about, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Some things on the kit that I like. I definitely like the three lines. I love,
Yeah,
I
across.
love,
Yeah, it,
I
it,
love the
it
three
adds that
lines.
retro style
Yeah, that's
to it that
something
we
that I
had
wish.
with our kits back then. I
Yeah,
love that aspect of our old kits.
it's definitely something that I wish we had. We kind of went back to a little earlier with like I wish this was our away kit, man. Like this thing is, I want to see
Hmm.
this so
Yeah,
much more.
yeah. I like it.
Like
Honestly, I would.
this looks more like an away kit than the soul kit does. Like the soul kit, like seems
Yeah,
like
it
a
does.
great third kit for
Yeah,
us.
it really does. I do see your point there because you got the black kit, home kit, then you've got
Yeah,
the white. It's like the opposite of each other.
exactly. Like, man, I want to see this kit more. Um, I
Definitely, yeah.
like I one thing here. I want to talk about some things that I would change a little bit. I've heard, not me personally, but I've heard some feedback on the DC United on the chest, like the big letters, the big
Yeah.
word DC United. What are your thoughts on that? Like, would you keep it if you had the choice? Would
Um.
you change it? Like, I don't know.
Honestly, I wasn't sure what to think of it at first, but now after taking a few looks at it, I actually like it.
You
Not a
like it?
lot of people have said that they don't like the way it looks, but I do. I think it's nice, and it's the old font, and it means something. It was the old font we had in the original DC United logo back in
Yeah.
1996.
Yeah. One thing. Okay, so this is what I would change. If so, my thing is the first. I would not change the DC United. Like, that's not the first thing I would change. First
Mhm.
thing I'm changing is that logo. Is the crest.
Yes. Yeah.
Bring back the old logo, like Columbus
Yeah.
Crew did. Bring back the old logo. It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be the
Mhm.
first logo we ever did. It can
Yeah.
just be like the one up
Yeah.
there.
I do remember the first logo did have some controversy, but I think the one you're just pointing at, the second one, is will always be my favorite.
Yeah, that second one is a great logo. Especially that logo just screams throwback.
Yeah.
So I would bring back that logo, and then that logo has the text, the DC United font. So take out the DC United font, put that logo in where it says DC United on there. The Adidas logo, I would take that logo out. Take out the modern logo. This is supposed to be a throwback kit. Why is the
Yeah.
modern Adidas logo on here?
Mhm.
Like, if you don't want to have what the original kit said, have Adidas
Mhm.
written here. Put
Yeah.
like the retro Adidas logo on there at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely see what they tried to do with, I guess, sort of modernizing it
Yeah,
and keeping an old school look at the same time. But that is one thing that those are two things I would change: the badge and the logo. I think
yeah,
changing those back to, I guess, original old school kind of things, like
hmm
one of the old DC United logos, that would
exactly.
make the kit immeasurably better.
Yeah. One thing I would also change. Now, this one isn't super super important or big. The MLS logo. They have the old
Yes.
school's MLS logo on the back of the neck.
Yeah.
Why
Hmm.
not put the old
Yeah.
school
Put
logo
it.
where the
Yeah.
real
Switch
MLS
them
logo is?
around.
Switch
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Switch
Just
them
swap
around.
them. That's all you gotta.
That's
That's all you gotta do. I
yeah.
think that would look great.
Yeah.
You can keep the Apple logo. That's fine.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
But
Keep sort of like keep a little bit of modern, I guess, sort of
exactly.
things in it. Yeah.
Now, I do like that they have done, and I wish they did these with the fan kits, like with the kits that the fans can get, the Apple TV logos, where you can have like you see a little nod to the city, where in this
Hmm.
kit it has the DC flag. Uh,
Yeah.
dude, I like that.
Definitely.
That little
That.
subtle
Yeah. That's what
design is great.
it's so little, but it adds so much to it. Really.
Exactly. Yeah, that's basically. I like the gold. I didn't think I was gonna
Yeah.
like it. I like the
Yeah.
gold. I really do. I like the way it matches with the white, the red, the black, like
Hmm.
it all goes together. Now, I do like that they actually made it kind of have a gold scent, not just like a yellow. It's actually like has a little shininess to it. Um, yeah, that's all. Oh, another thing, I guess they call it a jock tag. The little tag at the bottom. I like how it's in gold and it shows the four MLS Cup championships that we've won, right? That's
Yes.
also
Definitely.
pretty cool.
As that sort of adds that history element
Mhm.
to it. Shows the history of DC United.
Yeah,
That's really all we got right now. Legacy.
exactly. Now, one thing I do like that they did as well. Another thing that they do like, they didn't slap the main sponsor on the front. They sent it to the
Hmm.
back, and they kind of hit it so that you can kind of keep that retro style. I know they have
Yeah.
the modern touch, but
Hmm.
at least you don't get, the Guidehouse logo would ruin this kit in the front, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I like it in the back. That's sort of how the original sponsors were too. Like I
Exactly.
remember, one of our OG kits had Sierra Mist on it.
Sierra
They
Mist, man.
slapped a pitch or
Yeah,
slapped the patch right in the back.
yeah, exactly. Didn't we had MasterCard too at some point, right? I
Yeah,
believe.
that was one of our first kits ever.
MasterCard, I think, what was it, 2003 that we had too?
I'm not
I'm
quite
not
sure,
sure.
but yeah, I do remember we had that. I like that too. It
It's just like,
put it
dude, that
right on the
Sierra
back.
Mist, that Sierra Mist logo. I
Hmm.
remember looking at some old kids. Like it was just like when you like looked at the jersey, like when you held it, it was just like a sticker basically just on there. It was just one big block
Yeah.
of
Hmm.
green and just said Sierra
Yeah,
Mist on it.
and it went well with the kits.
Dude, it looked great. Um, I definitely think. I mean, if they wanted to put the sponsor up front, I would take out the actual little like arrow Guidehouse logo. Maybe just put
Hmm.
Guidehouse. But I
Yeah.
mean, I get they don't really have control over that. It's kind of the brand's
Yeah.
choice. But I do like that they sent it to the
Yes,
back.
definitely.
What else? I don't really think there's much else I would change other than the Adidas logo. I would change that to either say Adidas in the middle or have at least the retro.
Yeah.
Bring back the old logo. Columbus Crew did it. Why not?
Hmm.
Why can't we?
Yeah,
You
see,
know,
and they've in the last match that we just played against them, they were using that kit. It looked great on their
that kit looks
kit.
really nice. I'm not gonna lie. As
Hmm.
much as I hate Columbus Crew,
Yeah,
that kit looks pretty nice.
one of my favorites, definitely, about
Yeah.
MLS archives.
Oh, here's something I want to talk about. Why did Charlotte get an archive kit? What do they have archive? Please tell
What
me.
history? Yeah, I was wondering that too. What history do they have?
What is they started what 2019? I mean, okay, was there a Charlotte?
2022.
Was it
2022
2020?
is
I thought it
the
was
that was their
2019 when
first
it started.
season. There's
Oh
their first
wow.
season. Actually, fun fact: they played their first MLS game against DC United, and DC
Oh,
United beat them three
true.
nothing.
True, true, true. Yeah, we had to give him that, welcome, the welcome
Yep.
to MLS. I'm glad we were able to do that to him, even though they beat us recently.
Mhm.
Um, but why did Charlotte get an archive? Okay, like what?
I'm not sure.
Also,
They,
that thing is bright, man.
yeah,
Like when I was watching the game, you could definitely tell what fans got that jersey because you could just see like a highlighter in the middle of the stands, like different
yeah,
highlighters in different sections.
yeah.
But yeah,
I do wonder what the thought process was of giving them sort of a legacy kit like that. Because obviously I respect the club, but what history do they have?
exactly, exactly. Actually, you know
Well,
what? I forgot to
MLS
mention this.
MLS will always be MLS, man. That's what.
MLS always been MLS, man. I forgot to mention this. I have an issue with this kit. Actually, an entire issue with this kit. It's not red.
DC United. Okay.
This kit is not red. Our kit is not red. I mean, I love the white. I love
Mhm,
the white.
mhm.
Bring back the red, man.
I remember last time we had a third kit. I believe. What
The
year was
last
it?
the last time we had a
Yeah.
third kit, it was a red kit, and that thing
It's
was
like 20,
nice.
what, 2011, 2013, 2012, 2012,
Um,
2012, I think, right? It had the all red, the Volkswagen. That's my favorite kit, DC United kit of
yeah,
all time.
the all red Volkswagen. It was 2011. The third kit in 2011. That was it. That was
2011.
amazing,
Okay, yeah.
man.
I
That was
think
an
I
Andy
remember.
Nahar, man. He was a baby.
Hmm.
When he had him on the
Yeah.
team.
Hmm.
That kit was great. And you know what was crazy? I wish like we can bring back, Volkswagen.
Hmm.
We
Yeah.
have we have Audi Field, right? Maybe
Yeah.
it's possible.
Me and Santi have talked about this so many times before in the past.
So much,
We've
so much.
we've always wanted DC United to put Audi as their kit sponsor.
Yeah, it doesn't have
And
to be
and
Volkswagen. Just put Audi.
yeah, just put the rings across the shirt.
Bro, how clean would that be? That
It would
that
be
would be
insane.
so
We've
clean.
we've talked about it so many times.
Man,
And
think about
Audi
oh,
already sponsors MLS. Like, imagine how big that would be. You have a whole MLS sponsor
yeah.
on your own kit already on your own stadium.
Yeah, exactly. Audi, you're playing at Audi Field with the Audi, main sponsor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it will happen in the future.
We'll have to see. I do like the guidehouse though. I like the way it looks.
The Guidehouse is definitely better than what is it, XDC or whatever it was.
XTC network, yeah.
That was
It's some sort of crypto. That wasn't my favorite. They had it like very big
it was too
on the
big.
yeah,
I
they could have made it like what they did with the guidehouse. I like they had it small, it was straight across.
Yeah, because like
The
Guidehouse
XTC
could have
looked
had
too
their
big.
big ass arrow, and
Yeah.
but like they didn't. They
Mhm.
definitely made it look like it was like the Lido, like the Lido's one, the
Yeah,
Lidos.
for sure.
Which I feel like XDC would have been a good like sponsor if it was smaller or they made kind of
Mhm.
like a longer instead of just a big thing. It
Yeah.
reminded me of the Chelsea 3 logo of the sponsor. Do you remember
Yeah.
that? That
Yeah, I
thing
do
was just
remember.
like, dude, it was just a big 3 on there, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that. I keep saying like I don't have anything else to talk about, but I just looked at a picture of the 2011 the red third kit that we had in 2011. Man, I would have liked to see what they did, how they did in the old jerseys with the American flag patch on the
Yeah.
arms. That would have been
I
clean.
remember that. I love that. Yeah, that was clean.
Like that would have been pretty clean to have the American flag on there because that was a big. It was just it wasn't like a print. It was a patch,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that it looked cool. It was always cool to see that on the jerseys. And
Mhm.
I believe that I believe you don't the jerseys don't have they don't have an American flag on there. It's just the MLS logo and the Apple TV logo.
Yep, that's all it is, yeah.
So those are my thoughts on what I would do for the kit and what I liked and what I disliked.
Yeah.
Make sure to if you agree with me, let me know in the comments. If you disagree with me, please let me know what you would like to change, what you liked, what you disliked in the comments below. Whether it's Spotify, you can comment on Spotify now, and as well as on YouTube. Or if you just want us to send us a DM, I will be more than happy to have a conversation with you about that when in DMs. If you're enjoying the podcast, go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram at DC United Latest, your number one news source for any DC United rated news, transfer news, anything having to do with the black and red. Everything that we talk about on this podcast, whether it's news related, match breakdown, transfer news, will be posted there first. And we'll talk about it later in this podcast and following episodes that come out every single Wednesday. We're really trying to get to 500 followers, so please help us out. We really appreciate everybody who's followed, but please give us a follow at DC United Latest on Instagram.
Right. Go check out our new Instagram page for the United Weekly Podcast. Our handle is United Weekly _podcast, and we'll be posting everything regarding our show there. All follows are appreciated by us as we are trying to grow the account. Also, if you like this shirt that I am currently wearing, pay a visit to the DC United Latest merch store. You can find our shop in the link in the bio of the DC United Latest Instagram page.
All right. Now let's talk about the official hiring of Renee Weiler as the new head coach of DC United. Olsen, how do you feel about this? I know we talked a lot about his stats in the
Yeah.
previous episode. So if you are more interested in the stats than what we really have to think about it, go check out the first episode on YouTube, Spotify. We went more in depth of the stats part of it. So kind of just want to gauge on how we're feeling and in terms of the rest of the season, the next season, some signings and stuff like that. So Olsen, how are we feeling about Renee Weiler, becoming the
I
official head
definitely,
coach?
yeah, I definitely don't mind it. Um, again, we talked about his stats in the last episode. He served for a lot of European clubs. One thing that I did notice is that he has had a lot of short spells at clubs. We might have covered this last episode. I don't quite remember, but a lot of the teams he has been with, I guess he
Mhm.
really hasn't been. He really wasn't with them for more than 2 or 3 years. He has had some success, so definitely I think a good bring in that European style of play.
No, yeah, definitely. And I think I did the math, or I don't know, I saw a stat somewhere where his average time at a club is like a year,
Yeah.
1.06 years or something like that.
Hmm.
It's not great to
Yeah,
hear,
it's not the best. Yeah,
but I mean, he has had success in European competitions. I think he won in the Swiss league or the Belgian league.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he definitely has that success, and I think it's going to be a good signing. I'm hoping when he takes over, DC can start to turn games around. I'm not saying we're going to make the playoffs. I don't where it's
Mhm.
really
Just,
yeah,
just make the most out of what we got left, and so we can look forward to, I guess, a more positive 2026.
yeah, no, exactly. Just some more positives.
Because
That's kind of what we have to look for.
with how far back we're behind, I don't think it's realistic to say, oh, we can still make the playoffs. I mean, there's always a chance, but you got to be realistic.
Yeah,
There's not much we can do left, and so I think all we can really do with the rest of this is just finish out the season strong, and again, like I said, have something to look forward to going into 2026.
exactly. That's honestly you I couldn't have said it better myself. Um I do have a question for you though. What are your thoughts? What do you think, like signings wise? Do you think he's gonna try to get some MLS caliber players, like shopping in house, going for some MLS players? Do you think he's gonna try to get a younger team with the academy, or is he gonna like outsource to the European clubs and try to get more veteran players, that have that European experience?
I think I would imagine he leans more towards the European side because he's got all the experience there. He knows how they play.
Exactly.
He's not exactly quite familiar with this style of play yet, and he'll adapt to it, obviously.
Yeah. No.
But
Definitely.
I think he, especially at first, he'll look more towards the European side.
Hmm.
Obviously, looking in MLS would probably be easier.
Yeah.
So it's not you can't decide exactly what he's going to do yet. You can't predict,
Exactly.
but he'll probably do a little bit of both. I think it is, like I said, it's easier to go stay within your league, but also you want to bring in those quality European footballers
I mean, that's what I would
who've
do.
got the vision.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was in his position. I'm looking at European players, South American players,
Hmm.
players from around the world who have that different side of football, the different like
Yeah.
style.
Hmm.
Again,
Absolutely.
MLS is a different style of soccer, football, than the European style, the South American style. But I really like I'm thinking old DC United. We brought those South American players, and that
Yeah,
was
definitely
successful for us.
Robinson.
I'm not saying that bringing South American players is going to win us an MLS Cup, but I'm
Yeah.
saying it's just that style of play that I'm looking
Hmm.
for. Now that's
Yeah, to
me.
bring that energy to the squad, sort of.
Yeah. Now that's me. Do I think Rene Weiler from Switzerland is going to do that? No, I think he's going to look at more of the European side, like you said. But that ultimately is a different style of play, and that can use. We've seen it with different teams that European players succeed in the MLS because they have that what's it called, experience, you know. But that's ultimately what I want to see from now until the end of the season, like you said, just looking at the positives, seeing what we can do from now until off season. Our main focus right now is off season. I think off
Yeah.
season moves, off season transfers,
Hmm.
off season trainings. We need to work together as a team. We need to get this team to be together, united, not to be corny, but um, yeah, not to be corny, but this team has changed so much, in my opinion. I feel like this team's kind of we've been rebuilding a brand new team each season.
Yeah,
Like we
that's what you say every year. It's like different rebuild.
different rebuild, right? So like with
Never
with
we can never stick to a plan, I feel like.
yeah, because we had Rooney's plan, we had
Mm-hmm.
Losada's plan, like Hernan Losada had his plan. We got Taxi Funtas from that. Obviously, the all that political stuff happened, but I don't want to get into
Yeah.
that. At the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
Taxi Funtas was a great player for DC United. He
Yeah.
was the light at the end of the tunnel, like
Mm-hmm.
kind of how
Yeah.
Rooney was in
Mm-hmm.
2018, how we have
Yeah.
Benteke now. Now, do I wish Taxi was here with Benteke? That'd be pretty cool to see, them
Mm-hmm.
link up, I think. But
Yeah.
everything happened with that stuff, but I don't want to get into that. Losada had his spell, switched the team around, had some positives, had a lot of negatives. Um, with Rooney, he brought in that English football, the European football, but he brought a lot of veteran players in. Some O'Brien, he brought in Lewis O'Brien that I
Yes.
liked.
I do you remember? I think the loss of O'Brien and Taxi were some of
That
our biggest losses ever, especially in 2023. Like that, I think that was what made us miss the playoffs.
yeah,
But
and
anyways, continue.
yeah, the O'Brien loss, like kind of like a quick talk about that. O'Brien, like we lost O'Brien because they were like he went back on loan, but then his team loaned him back out to the MLS.
Yeah,
Like, bro, we could have just
that was
kept
one
him.
thing I was frustrated with. Yeah, we could have bought him.
Yeah, we could have bought him, but obviously,
Disappointing.
let's not get into the owner situation again. But owners, that's you got it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Anyways, but that's just kind of how I was talking about how like the rebuilds. We've had so many different rebuilds, and like the team hasn't been able to like work together because it's just a brand new team every season, right? And
Yeah,
now,
can't stick to something long term.
and then the Troy Lesane, he switched the team around just like Rooney did and Losada did. Um, Now we did get some good players out of it. Some signings I'm a little like, hmm, you know.
Mhm.
We got the goat though, Jordan Farr.
Jordan.
We got the goat in our team. I hope he stays, man. I love Jordan Farr. He's a great
Yeah,
person on and off the field.
one of the positives of this team is the goalkeeper camp. It's really, really positive.
Yeah, that goalkeeper. Yeah, the goalkeeper camp. It has that healthy competition, which is what you
Hmm.
want to see. And Jordan,
Yeah,
a little quick note on Jordan, great penalty saver.
yeah.
And I wish we were doing the podcast before then because I'd be going insane over that.
Yeah.
Um,
Back when he saved all those penalties against Charlotte in the Open Cup.
exactly. Yeah. And just like, I mean, he's a great player on the field. He's also a great person off the field. I had a chance to talk to him earlier in the season, and we had a good chat. So he's really nice. So shout out to you, Jordan. But just like we got a little distracted, but all those rebuilds, all those new teams, like so. I hope Rene Weiler's past experience, like his short stints with clubs, doesn't continue with DC United because I don't want to see this team rebuild again. I need this team. We need to rebuild now and keep building that up because we're not going to win a cup if we keep rebuilding like this. So that's definitely something that we definitely get more into in the next episode, um, where I want to talk more about the rebuilds and what we're going to be like later in the season. We're going to be talking about more of what Rene Weiler is looking at because right now, since he just got hired, we have no transfer rumors.
Hmm.
So all the transfer rumors we basically had were all Troy Lesane, and that's like most of those aren't going to happen anymore. Maybe they
Hmm.
will, maybe they won't. They'll probably won't, but obviously, if that does happen, go check out the DC United latest Instagram. We'll find that out there first. But yeah, that's kind of what I have in Rene Weiler. We're going to talk more about him later in the season once we get to know him more as a
Yeah,
coach.
once we see him do things with the team and what he
Exactly.
brings.
Yeah. Well, now my favorite part of the show, where we get to talk and answer your guys' questions with a segment we like to call the United Chat. So let's get started. All right, let's get started with United Chat. Our first question that we have from a fan. What's your take on the Audi Field atmosphere lately? Has the fan energy gone up or down?
Wow, that's a good question. Um, yeah, it's this season. It's definitely been down.
Hmm.
I will agree. And I believe the last few home games. Main supporter groups, La Banda del Distrito, La Barra Brava, have not been showing up. And it's been rough this year. It's not been the best atmosphere of all time.
Yeah.
I've been to plenty of the games, and I haven't felt the same sort of energy that I felt before in years beforehand.
No, definitely not.
That's my take on it. It's still, always could be worse, but this season it's not been the best.
Yeah. And definitely like one thing to note is the Chicago game that was at home, right? That where they walked out basically, they just
Yeah.
stopped drumming, they stopped
Yep.
doing it.
Yep. I was at that game right after the fourth goal. They packed it up.
They packed up and went home. And that's something that I don't know. I As a fan of the team, you have to support the
Yeah.
team till the end, even if we're
Yeah.
losing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're mixed.
Um,
Yeah. I've seen a lot of mixed opinions about it. Some people were saying like, oh, it's justified, you know,
I mean,
protesting against the owners. And well, yeah, that's okay. You can also see the other side of like, supporting the team for the whole time, no matter what's happening.
yeah, exactly. I like both sides. You can the team supporting the team no matter what, but also it like you said, it's justified. It's a valid reason to stop,
Mm-hmm.
drumming in protest towards the owners. Um, yeah, I can definitely say that the Audi Field, like for sure, man, the Audi Field experience from after Rooney left as a player, it's just gone downhill from there. I think it just hasn't been the same. It's slowly gone down, and I think we're definitely in the worst
Yeah.
of it. And this is
Mm-hmm.
definitely no hate towards the supporter section,
Yeah. No, not
or
at all.
to all of the supporter groups, the District Eagles, Screaming Eagles, or District Ultras, sorry, Screaming Eagles, and then La Banda del Distrito. Like, no hate to you guys.
Yeah. Obviously,
But
I absolutely love all the groups, but
yeah,
this year
no,
hasn't been the best, and sometimes it's going to be that way.
it's just how it is this season, right? So yeah, that's unfortunate. That's just how we are, the situation that we're in. Hopefully, we can turn things around, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Next question.
All right. So, this question comes in from a follower of ours. What is the most realistic finish for DC United this season? Do you think we still have a chance at the playoffs, or is it just time to rebuild?
Man,
That's a
you
tough one. Yeah.
guys, you guys really,
Yeah.
you guys really
They're
gave us
set.
some good questions this
Yeah,
time.
sending in good questions. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So as of right now, um, we stand 14th on the Eastern Conference. We're somehow above Montreal.
Montreal. Yeah.
Um,
It's crazy to look at our situation and say it could be worse.
it could be worse. Yeah. Well, what's crazy is when we were in that, like, the beginning, kind of like where we were like, oh, crap. After the Cincinnati game, we started losing. We were still in 12th. But like we're
Yeah.
like, oh, it could be worse, and it's getting worse and worse. So
Yeah. It is slowly.
I can tell you right now, playoffs not happening. In my opinion, we're
Mm,
not making the
mm-mm.
playoffs.
Yeah,
As much as
definitely.
I want to see my team and
Mhm.
DC United in the playoffs, that's just not going to happen.
Yep.
So realistic finish, 12th,
12th at best. Yeah. If we can,
move
give
up
a little
two
spark. Get a little
places,
spark at the end of the season. There's nothing
12th.
special.
Nothing special, 12th. I just don't want to be
Nope.
last. If we're last,
Mhm.
man, that's
No,
just
no
not.
wooden spoon. No wooden spoon,
No,
please.
man. I'm sorry, but if Montreal does better than us by the end of the season,
Hmm.
I don't know. We're gonna have to come up with a forfeit that we're gonna have to do, Olsen, if we get dead last, because I cannot accept us losing
Yeah.
to Montreal. And
Yeah.
again, no hate to Montreal, but that's just how it is, man. I can't. I
Hmm.
can't take last.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's my answer to that question. Thank you for sending that question in. I say 12th. No playoffs. Time to rebuild. It's gonna take some time, but like I said before in the podcast, our focus is the off season. As soon as the season ends, that's our focus. Getting those players back.
Yep.
Man, it feels up to me. No vacation, man. Get to work, boys.
No vacation. Yeah.
Get
As soon
to
as the
work,
season's
man.
done, get right back to the training ground.
Get right back to training. Training starts tomorrow after this. No,
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep.
I'm just kidding, but that's my answer. Focus is on rebuilding the team. Hopefully, the final rebuild, right, for a while, because like I said, we can't keep rebuilding. We're not
Mhm.
going to win like
Yep.
that.
Hmm.
So yeah, 12th place, and yes, rebuild is now. All right. Next question we have. Hold on. Let's see. Next question we have is, this is a pretty good one, actually. These are all good. Which former DC United player would you bring back in their prime to help the current squad?
That's a difficult one. I'll have to say one of our more was back during the 2018-19, back when we had Wayne Rooney. It's not Wayne Rooney, but it is Lucho Acosta. I miss him, I really do.
I like that answer, man.
And I was devastated after he left us, and he went on to FC Cincinnati and became one of the best players, the best player in Major League Soccer. And
Yeah.
he's not there anymore. He's on
Dallas, right?
Yeah, FC Dallas. But yeah, that's the one player I'd bring back. I think, again, we talked about it earlier, like the South American sort of play, you know.
Actually, who I'd bring back in their prime.
Let's hear it.
I'm bringing back Rooney, man.
Rooney, really?
If I can bring Rooney back in his prime,
Wait,
you're
yeah,
talking Manchester
in
United
his
days.
prime, yeah, that's
To
actually.
be honest, man.
I did not consider that. Yeah, in his prime, he's one best player in England at that time.
Yeah, Rooney in his prime, bro. He could probably get us we could probably win the cup in our situation,
Yeah.
right?
Definitely.
I don't know. It'd be really tough, but,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Rooney in his prime, Acosta. Hey, if we can both bring back one player in their prime, let's have prime Rooney, prime Acosta, have that connection. Jeez, man, I missed that.
Yes.
We took it for granted. I think we did. Awesome. I think we took it.
Yeah,
We
it's
definitely took
like
it for granted.
you only miss it when it's gone, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a really good question. Thank you for sending that in.
All right, on to the next one. Santi, this one comes in from another fan of ours, follower of DC United Latest. It says it's another pretty good. It's a good one. I'd say we talked about it earlier, but how do you feel about the new kit being ruined by stamping DC United across the front?
Okay.
That's a funny one.
I like that.
I like the passionate hatred.
The passion. I see it. I appreciate you sending that one in. Thank you to everyone who sends it in. I don't know. Like we talked about earlier, I wouldn't say ruined. I definitely have mixed opinions about it. Like I said, any opinions you have on the new kit, send it down in the comments. We will read them. We will reply. Send it down in the comments. We want to hear from you guys and what you guys think of the new archive kit. I don't think it was ruined. I think, you know what? I don't think it was ruined. I think it was misplaced because those words should be on the old school logo.
The old school logo. Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
So I don't think it's ruined. It's misplaced. So that's my answer.
Thank
you for saying that one.
Agree with you there. Yep.
All right. Let's see here. One last question from me, Olsen. I think you have one more, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we have another question from actually a follower from the United Weekly account. So thank you for following that. Go check it out on Instagram, United Weekly _podcast. How does the team's performance this season compare to your expectations at the start of the year? Man, you guys are killing it with these questions.
Yeah. Seriously, these are much better. These are much better than last time, I would say.
Yeah, no hate to everybody out before, but
yeah, of
you
course
guys are.
not, yeah.
You guys are getting smoked from the first episode.
We appreciate each and every question, but these are some really good ones that you guys have sent in this time.
You guys want us to write essays or something? Is that what you guys want? Like,
yeah,
these are essay level questions, man.
Yeah, but going to the question, I do think that it is not very far from what I sort of thought at the beginning of the season. I didn't really have a lot of hope, I guess, going into this year. I didn't think it'd be this bad. I will say that, but I didn't think we'd be a playoff caliber team. I think we'd be close, but I don't think we'd be enough. So I think definitely this team's performance is worse than the expectations I had. I think that could probably go for a lot of people. Yeah, that's really what I gotta say about it, because I just didn't feel that hope, at the start of the season.
I feel like we always have this conversation. I feel like everybody has a conversation, And DC United, what they like to do is they like to get our hopes up.
Yeah,
right.
They really do. Yeah.
We Olsen and I have always been like, hopefully we make the playoffs. That's the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not expecting us to win the MLS Cup, but like the goal is to make the playoffs every season. But after every first game of the season that we have recently, DC United's like we're like, oh man, we got this in the bag. This is 2018
Yeah.
back again. We're gonna win it and we're gonna do all this.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think with this season it was a little different. We were definitely more what's it called? We were definitely more conservative with our approach of how we felt about the season. We weren't really super optimistic about it. But I definitely didn't predict us to be this bad.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to be better.
we might not finish wooden spoon, but statistically, this could be worse than 2022. It's heading that way. Unfortunately, it's heading that way.
See, the craziest thing is also I've always been like 2022, that season, or like, we've always been like, man, this is a terrible season. This is so bad. Like, and this is getting to be worse than those times. If it keeps going like this. But yeah, I agree with your answer on that one, Olsen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you to whoever sent that question in.
All right. The last question we have got tonight, and it is a very vague one.
Vague? Okay, give it to me, Olsen. Let's see it.
Well,
let's hear it.
No, it's very broad. You have a lot of answers to this, but favorite DC United player of all time?
Jordan Farr.
Jordan. I love that answer.
The glaze, man. Glaze on. Nah, Jordan, I love you. I'm just kidding. Favorite DC United player of all time? See, someone asked me this. Someone asked the DC United latest Instagram this not a long time, a while ago, and I couldn't name one. But there's Moreno, there's Echeverri, there's what's it called? Acosta. I love Acosta. I'm trying to think who is my favorite DC United player of all time.
I'm not sure. Like I said, it's a very vague question. There's a lot of different options.
There's Ben Olsen too. Think about that.
That's gonna have to be mine.
It has to.
You might not have. Yeah.
Look at your name.
I'm named after the guy.
You kind of you're forced.
My father literally chose my name after this dude.
Yeah, man. So you kind of locked in on that one.
Yeah, I have an easy answer. Just
we're gonna have to try to reach out to Ben Olsen, see if we can get him on the podcast.
Yeah,
You gotta meet the kid that was named after him, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, this is difficult. I don't know who to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my top four, and then I'm gonna choose one out of those. Okay, and these are in no particular order. Luciano Acosta.
Yep.
Echeverri.
Of course.
Ben Olsen. Jordan Farr. I'm just kidding.
Yes, sir.
Echeverri, Ben Olsen, Luciano Acosta, and Moreno. Jaime Moreno.
Yes, all solid choices, definitely.
It's difficult, man.
Jordan Farr's gotta be up there too,
Jordan Farr top, man. He's like Jordan. Like this guy. I'm basically choosing my number two. Jordan Farr's up there.
He might not even play another game, but this is
that's all I need. That's all I need to see, man. Jordan Farr, you did your job.
He might not ever play again, but we're gonna be talking about this for ages.
I'm sorry we failed you. And he should have been starting. Sorry, June.
They should have subbed him on just for the penalty, keep him on just for
yeah, man.
I think it's a Columbus Crew.
Yeah. Jeez. All right. I'm gonna have to give it to I'm in between Ben Olsen and Echeverri.
Yeah. Obviously, I gotta pick Ben Olsen. That's who I'm named after all.
You know what? I'm choosing Ben Olsen. For you.
There we go. All right.
Yeah. Olsen, you're named after Ben Olsen, man. I love Ben Olsen.
Legendary player, longtime coach.
Exactly. Maybe we should. That's the goal. Let's start a little trend on TikTok. We'll post it on our TikTok channel. Day one of asking Ben Olsen and join the podcast. How about that? We'll see how long it takes. If you guys want to do, actually, if we do that, if you guys guess in the comments of that TikTok post how many days it's going to take, and if whoever gets it right, we'll send you some DC United latest merch and some United Weekly merch. How about that? But yeah, that's this question took a long time to answer, but I have to be careful, you know. I love Echeverry. Oh man, I don't want to choose one, but Ben Olsen. I said it.
It's difficult, isn't it?
It's so difficult. I already said it.
Yeah.
I already said it. Jordan Farr,
Yeah,
number
all
one.
right.
Jordan Farr.
Of course. Thank you to who sent that question in.
Yeah, thank you. All right, that concludes the United chat. Yeah, that concludes United chat. Thank you to everybody who sent those questions in. Remember, if you want to send us any questions, please send us. You can leave it in the comment section of this video on YouTube or on Spotify. But if you want the higher chances of getting it answered, we check our Instagram DMs as well as a couple days after Wednesday the podcast is released or before we film this podcast, the episode. Check the story, check the DC United latest account and the United Weekly account stories. We'll be asking you guys to send us questions. We'll also be making a post starting now just to get more people in there, where you can just leave a comment on that post and we'll answer it to the best of our abilities. So thank you again for everybody who sent those questions in. All right, going to the next, our last topic of episode 2. Definitely a fun episode that I've had. Definitely I like this episode. All right, that concludes the United chat. Thank you everybody who sent those questions in. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you all. And if you ever have a question for us that you'd like to see answered on here, please don't hesitate to DM either DC United Latest or the United Weekly Podcast Instagram account. We'll also be posting stories asking you all questions.
Cool. Let's get on to the last topic of this podcast that we want to talk about. It is, I think this is Olsen's favorite favorite topic in the podcast. It is Olsen's MLS rundown. So, Olsen, let's give us a quick rundown of the MLS standings, please. Start with the Eastern Conference.
Let's get started. We're going to get started with the Eastern Conference. So not a lot has changed. We've got Cincinnati at the top of the Eastern Conference and also first place in the Supporters Shield, and in second and third, just right behind Cincinnati, you've got Nashville and Philadelphia. The Eastern Conference has been a powerhouse this season. After Philly, you've got Columbus, and then fifth is Inter Miami, who have been really good lately. You've seen Messi has been on fire. I believe it's like 6 braces in 7 games now for him. Then next, right below them, you've got the other Florida team, Orlando City. To round out the top 7, which are the playoff spots, you got Charlotte. Then the wild card spots, the 2 New York teams, NYCFC and the Red Bulls. And then the teams that are currently out of the playoffs, I believe it's still the same as last time. You've got Chicago, who are just a point behind. They've been on fire recently. Chicago Fire have been on fire recently. Sorry, that was corny. But then you've got New England Revolution, Toronto, Atlanta, DC, and then last, Montreal. Chicago really is the only team in the Eastern Conference that is close to the playoffs. They're only 1 point behind the Red Bulls. And then 11th is New England, and they're 7 points behind them. Or not 7 points, 8 points behind the Red Bulls. So yeah, playoff picture is definitely sort of closing in. A lot of teams are out of contention. I'd say, and everybody from Toronto on down, which would be Toronto, Atlanta, DC, and Montreal, are out of playoff contention. But anyways, on to the West. You've got the new guys, San Diego FC, number 1.
That's
first
crazy,
in the West.
Sorry, that's good to you.
Yeah. Vancouver is second. They've been good this season. I didn't expect them to be as good as they have been, but they've lived up to the expectations, or lived past the expectations. Then you have Minnesota United, Seattle, LAFC, Portland, and Colorado on the top 7. And the wild card spots are Austin and San Jose. And the teams currently out of the playoffs are Real Salt Lake, Houston Dynamo, FC Dallas, the 2 Texas teams, or two of the three Texas teams. Austin's the other one. They're in 8th. And then Sporting Kansas City in 13th. St. Louis 14th and dead last, as it's been really all season long. The defending MLS Cup champions, who unfortunately just beat DC United not too long ago, the LA Galaxy.
You had to throw that part in there.
I threw it in there last time. I got to do it again.
I know, man. Oh man, we lost to LA Galaxy. The season's toast.
Anyways,
man.
that is your MLS rundown. I'll be doing that every single podcast episode for you guys. I stay up to date on all the latest. How the table's looking like, what teams are in the playoffs, what teams are sort of falling back. And yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, man. Olsen's MLS rundown. Thank you, Olsen, for that rundown. Man, LA Galaxy, we lost to them. I'm fine. I'm only gonna lose it if we lose to Montreal.
Don't finish last. That's the goal this year.
Don't finish last. No wooden spoon. Again, we'll figure it out. But if DC United finish last, Olsen and I will do a forfeit. How about that?
Let's see. DC United is currently 4 points above Montreal right now. DC United has 4 wins, 7 draws, and 13 losses, which Montreal has 3 wins, 6 draws, and 15 losses.
That's too close.
They're 4 points behind us, and we have the same goals for and goals allowed and goal difference, obviously.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it just comes down to the opponents that they faced. So,
yeah,
we'll have to see. Hopefully we can stay above them. I don't want to be wooden spoon again. So,
nope.
Disappointing.
Montreal just lost to Chicago 2-0. And then they play against New England. And then they have some, I think that league. Yeah, they have some Leagues Cup matches.
Yep.
And then they come back against Atlanta, and then we play at Montreal against them on August 16th. So I feel like that's going to be depending on how the season's been going on.
Yeah, that could determine who finishes above who.
Yeah, because they could beat Atlanta. I don't know. I think the most that they'll be able to do is a tie with Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
But we have some tough games. We have Austin, New England. Then we have Montreal.
I believe we still have Miami twice, Philadelphia, Orlando, Charlotte. Yeah, we're good.
I forgot about Miami, man. Oh,
yeah, we have Miami twice.
Twice, home and away.
Yeah, I think we play Miami. Orlando, and then Miami again, or something like that.
Oh yeah, we play Orlando at Audi, Miami at Audi, Philly. Oh no, my bad. We play Miami at Audi, New York City at New York, then Orlando, then Miami, then Philly,
and Charlotte. Yep.
We're screwed. We're getting the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
We're
genuinely not finish last again.
We're gonna. We have no for us. I guess our easiest game would be Atlanta.
Yeah,
and that's not even. That's not even easiest game because we tied against them.
Mm-hmm.
Philly, no. Miami, hell no. Orlando, New York City, we tied. Miami, no. Montreal's our only easy game technically.
Yeah.
But we thought LA Galaxy was going to be an easy game, and we lost.
Yep.
Dude, we've lost 2-1.
Yeah, the last 3 games have been 2-1.
2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Man, imagine whoever bet that the games were gonna end 2-1 for the last 3 matches must have made a lot of money if that was an actual bet.
Jackpot, dude.
Jackpot, man. Yeah. Well, thank you for that MLS rundown, Olsen. And that is going to conclude. We're going to finish it off with the MLS rundown. So thank you, Olsen. That is going to conclude the second episode of the United Weekly Podcast, brought to you by DC United Latest with your hosts, Santiago and Olsen. So we'd like to thank everybody who stuck with us till the end of this episode. Again, check out every episode on United Weekly every Wednesday. Each episode will come out at 1 p.m. If they come out later, you guys will be notified on our socials. Please follow us on all of our socials, Instagram, TikTok. Just follow us on DC United Latest. Please follow our official United Weekly Podcast Instagram account, United Weekly _podcast on Instagram. please give us, please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Hello to our YouTube watchers. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Like and comment whatever you would like to talk about in the podcast. And like Olsen said at the beginning of the first episode, that we're still growing with this, so we're still learning as we go. So bear with us with some
Yeah,
technical difficulties,
definitely.
any stuff like that, where we want to get better. So if you guys have any constructive criticism that you want to give us, we will take it, and we'll do better. I think hopefully you guys think so, but I think Olsen and I both think that we did better with the second episode. So yeah, thank you everybody who is watching, and we'll see you. Olsen, do you want anything to say?
Just thank you again. Thank you to everybody. We really appreciate everything they've done to support us. We really couldn't have done this without the fans and the supporters. So we really appreciate it, and happy to get this episode out to you guys, and can't wait to see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I do have one more thing to say. Please help us get us to 500 followers on the
Yes.
DC Analytics Instagram. We really appreciate everybody who follows. Let's get Jordan Farr to follow us, man. Jordan Farr, we love you.
That's our next goal. Jordan Farr follow.
Jordan Farr follow.
Life will be complete once Jordan
Life will
Farr
be
follows
complete.
DC United.
That's all we need. So please, everybody, tag Jordan Farr on our Instagram post. Anything that you can do. Thank you for the support, and we'll see you next Wednesday, everybody. Peace.